This is a Kenmore sewing machine and I want to show you some of its features. Let's start off with what it can do. Look at all that, isn't that neat? All right, this is your stitch patterns. You can do buttonholes, straight stitch, zigzags, and various patterns. This is your stitch length, and you can change this from 0 to 4, the longest stitch length. And if you look at the color coordination, it will tell you what the recommended length is to achieve that effect. Now let me explain what that means. Over here I did number 9, but this was length 4, the longest length there is. Then I dropped the length of my stitch down to 2, and look at the difference it made. Same thing with 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay. Number 3 is a regular zigzag, and for the zigzag you can have 2 adjustments. One is the length. See how these are farther apart than these? And the other one is the width. See how these are wider than this? You adjust that right here. That's number 3. That's the widest, and that's the narrowest of the zigzag. Number 2 and 1 are basically straight stitch, and depending on what you want to do, you can have a long stitch like we have here, or you can have a really short stitch like we have here. The difference between these two is that number 1, the needle position is in the center of your seam, whereas the number 2, your needle will be to the left. So let's say you're sewing a zipper or you're putting on a cord, okay? You want your needle to be to the left of what you're working. That's your number 2. So this is what you can do here. You also have a reverse button for when you want to reinforce your beginning and your ending of a seam. You have thread tension, and depending on what you're sewing, what type of fabric, what type of thread you're using, you might want to adjust that. This is your hand wheel, and you use that to manipulate your needle, to grab your bobbin thread, whatever have you. Here is where you spool your bobbin thread on your bobbin. When you engage it, it automatically disengages the needle. Okay. Now let's talk about how you thread your top thread. You start here. Number 1 is this. You see that? Okay. You just go behind it, and it slides right in that catcher. Then you come down this groove all the way down where it says number 2, and you go underneath it, and then you come back up and you catch it with this. You see that? And again, you can go behind it to get it to this hole. Okay? Then you come back down through here, and now you have these catchers that will guide the thread to your needle. The reason you have 2, one on the left, one on the right, is because if you decide to use a tween needle, where you have 2 needles coming down, you can guide one thread through here and one through the other. All right, suppose you want to change the needle, or your needle broke. You're just going to simply unscrew this like that. See how you unscrew it? And you remove your needle and put a new one in. Remember, when you put the new one in, the flat side up here, the flat side of the needle goes to the back always, and there's a groove on the front of the needle. You see that? Now if you want to replace the presser foot, let's say you're doing a zipper, or you're doing I don't know, rolling hem, okay, you're going to remove this presser foot by pushing this lever. Now your presser foot is gone. So you can remove it, and all you do to put the new one in, you line up that peg with that groove. Oh, I don't know if you can see. There's a groove right there. Okay. So let's talk about your bobbin. First I'm going to put my presser foot back. Okay. Right here you have a part that is really storage, but it serves two purposes. One is storage, one is to give you more flat space for your project. Once you remove that, you're going to open this door, and there is your front loading bobbin. Let's talk about your front loading bobbin. To remove it, you open this latch and you pull it out. Okay? I wanted to show you some things about this. You can open this latch, and you remove this cover plate, and then you remove this also. Why do you want to do that? Because as you sew, a lot of lint will gather in there, and it will make your machine sound like a tractor. Your machine will not be happy, and it will not last very long. So what you want to do is get a brush. Don't ever blow in there, because you only blow all that lint farther in. So you will get a brush and you clean it out real good. Maybe put a drop of machine oil in there. Then you put this back on, and if you need to, use your hand wheel to turn that until it gets to where you want it to be. And then you put it back in its place. Okay, it's back in its place. Now you put a cover plate over it. See how that notches at the top? Cover plate, and these two pegs are going to align with your fasteners. I don't know what to call those things. So let's talk about your bobbin now. The thread on your bobbin, I'm over here to show you. The thread on your bobbin should always come in this direction, okay? It should never come in this direction. If your thread comes in this direction, it will break every single time. Take my word for it. Okay, so this is how your thread should go in your bobbin case. This is your bobbin case, this is your bobbin. It goes like this. Once it's in your bobbin, now you're going to put it through that groove and down through this groove. You're probably going to ask me what this screw is for. Can you see it? Can you see that little screw? That little screw will adjust the tension on your thread. If your thread is too tight in there, you take a little screwdriver that you have in your storage bin right there, and you turn that just a little bit, not a whole lot. If your thread comes out too easy, then you take your little screwdriver and you turn it this way just a little bit, not too much. So adjust that as you go, okay? Now to insert your bobbin in the machine, you have to hold it by this latch, otherwise your bobbin will fall right out. Take this, and you match this peg with that notch. Then you fetch your thread. You use your hand wheel to turn the wheel, okay? You close it. If you are sewing a narrow sleeve or pant leg, you want to leave this guy off and just slide it over it. Makes it a lot easier. But for everything else, you put this on and you are ready to sew. So this is your Kenmore sewing machine, and this is what it can do. I think you will have a lot of fun with it.